one thing through all this, like, even if we win here, it's not the end. You know, we have to keep fighting back. They're going to keep encroaching on our freedoms. So I would encourage everyone who's listening to this, don't give up. Keep in the fight, because we have to keep pushing back. If we don't, they will just keep taking away more and more freedoms. So, you know, win or lose, it's still the beginning of a long fight.
Yemini in Sydney, Australia, a city bustling once again. But 3 years ago, it wasn't the case. COVID-19 lockdowns had this place shut down. Well, a small group led by Pastor Victor Tay decided to start a pushback called Exercise Their Rights, where they would go to the street exercising outside Parliament House and other landmarks while carrying a sign in protest of the lockdowns. After a couple of weeks, Renee Altacritti joined the group and brought her small child with him. They were a tiny group outside Parliament, socially distanced and exercising while carrying a sign. Well, that day, the world witnessed in horror as police ripped her child from her arms and dragged her to the back of a police car. Altacritti and Tay were both fined that day. And shortly after, Rebel News took on their case with your help at fightthefines.com.au. But not only were we willing to fight their fines, which 3 years on we're still doing, but we decided at the time, with the help of a legal team, that we're going to take a constitutional challenge forward to fight for the implied right of freedom to political communication, the freedom to protest, in a bid to fight back against these overreaching health measures. Well, today, the case led by Paul Menzies, KC, has finally been heard by the Supreme Court and is now in the hands of the judge.
Well, I think it's a relief that the day is here, and it was a lot shorter than I expected, but you know, it's done. We've given it everything we've got, and thank you so much to everyone that supported us that we can put this argument forward. I think the barristers and the lawyers were really happy with how it went, and now we just have to wait for a result.
The case was put forward, handled very well. I guess now we just wait for a decision, Avi, and just be hopeful.
Your boy in that video is only yay high. How tall is he now?
Yeah, so Isaac was 4.5 and now he's 7.5. Yeah, so he's huge. They're going to be taller than me soon.
Does he remember that day?
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys talk about it?
Yeah, we do talk about it. It's left a massive impression on not just him and myself, but my whole family. As you could appreciate, it went viral. We couldn't escape the footage anywhere. It was all over the news. But I think it's good because it's a learning and awareness for our kids. And, you know, as while we're here, it's about human rights. And I really, if anything, my kids can take from it, it's to have that space for their human rights moving forward, like to hold that space in a world that could get really ugly, really.
Does time heal all wounds?
It definitely heals, considering it's been nearly 3 years, but you will never forget. You'll never forget it. And just closing your eyes, thinking about it, it takes you back there, and it's a moment where you sometimes have to pinch yourself, like it just doesn't feel like it was reality, and it wasn't meant to be reality. So yeah, definitely time heals a little bit, but you never forget.
To give you an understanding of what this case was about and why we're here today, we are here to challenge the constitutional limitations of the minister in exercising his power when it comes to laws and legislations that restrict people's movements. In this particular case, the ability to protest. What the people of Australia forget is that the pandemic is over, but these legislation and these orders are still in effect.
Win or lose, if you think this case was worth fighting, please consider supporting the fight. Fightthefines.com.au. None of this was possible without your help, but please, one more time, dig a little deeper to help cover the bills. Fightthefines.com.au.